may Ghana live. God bless our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong. God bless you.
We have to tackle the issue of galamsey rather seriously. Let's see how we can solve that problem, because this is a clear indication of some of the effects, yes, of galamsey.
Far from being tackled, galamsey is now so widespread. Miners are moving onto the river itself. Strange new boats are appearing that can suck up silt from the riverbed, sidestepping the need to dig pits along the riverbanks. But the constant churning has turned once pristine waters murky brown. The shorelines are scarred, cocoa plantations crushed by the heavy machinery that is dragged across them.
This is a kind of distraction that we see in the society.
We've been riding on this boat for the past close to 2 hours, over 40 miles from the estuary at Ankobra itself. This place is close to a town called Anwulezo, and you can see over there is a washing bay, gold washing bay, just in the middle of the Ankobra River. And you could see 2 champagne machines, one here, the other one over there, sitting directly on the riverbed, polluting it. And we are just about an hour from here to a town called Banso. What makes you sad on this trip?
Okay, and what makes me sad is that I've been hearing it. They have been telling me, but actually I've not been in this situation before. I've not traveled far on this Ankobra River before. But what I've seen or what I've witnessed now tells me that we need to be, very serious on what is going on, because it's very bad. I was not expecting it in this way. You can see that at some place, even the boat can only pass only one side. All those places have been seized up because of the washing of the area of the galamsey. So imagine if there are some fish and so on over there, they are going to die. So in fact, I'm very worried about what I've seen today.
What we are going to do now, we are setting up for the Dominacy area, beyond Dominacy, to see who is polluting the river. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going beyond Dominacy to its environs, Banso and its environs, to see who is polluting the Ankobra River.
We note some excesses and provocations that occurred during the demonstration, and the GDA condemned these excesses in no uncertain terms. However, we also believe that remanding the protesters for 2 weeks is too extreme and does not send positive signals when it comes to protecting human rights. And does not send positive signals when it comes to protecting human rights. Our constitution mandates us to protect the human rights of citizens in this country. And as the president, I will lead that charge. As a result, we add our voice to calls on the government, police, and the judiciary to take steps to release the protesters immediately.
Hi, galamsey site for Oshesana Maikwa, a hard in Papa. The Senai Moy Ebre, galamsey site, say Omu draining soon be a gun chain. Into Kesena M1 Ebre Ewo, a form home. They say Omukum one na a more in a woo, that's your bayading, Yanchin Banden on Bay. And they Sadibo, Sadibo, ultimate for Isaac Okra, so duty, Okayanka. Yama will bring no cost or memoir. A hard yes of him. One can say, Sena Moibre, Sena Moibre, Amanonia, a Sena Yahun and Noma, ne way, Omocrapo, Sena treat your more. Sena you treat young boy, Sani treat your home, my women, a young lady in perfume, Sasun young wife film. Ubia complain a young qua Aden a yeti on my moon cassa ye dear home bonny sing. Own fast walk, own sick and crowd brilliancy, own drink or now. Own drink the only have been out now. Now own your now, own Zawa. Aden, she, oh, they when it say, we say, when it then so or channel and it did me be one, pay swing na yaseno. Yes, saying swing, I say, Crabba. Uncle Crime Swa, Obasi the Nenswan, ya saying soon, a tray cocoa in Nebu, your body a training Nebu. He say, galamsey, yes, say be beyond my way. O can't say, oh, would on your cry. Ya, man, when it be any baby, Utu near winning to be being. She natural to say, I go for my pa, wash it. Then Sue, she no more good my. What is a Osha Nayasifum? Osha, a Yasifum, a ya. Or go by the Kitan Nam say, Namna Kitan Namna Bremer, and the Senam Nebre. There's all Numatosunzi on drink shade. Umatosu and no, not China's way, or China Wap or Kranobina Media with you. I'll move Mosham and Moy in our sea. Aden, or Bramway Bre. Aden, in so Napotoi.
When we talk about media and information literacy, you are giving the reader or the consumer the capacity to access the material.
I you had ordered more like me. You come! What a you come! You might Johnny. What's our way about? Go here! Go here!
You might trust Swap Penendi. You hate my lady. What's that? You like to good. You see how to be how much is that? Why like to get good? You want one? You want one? What's that?
True. Only usika.
Why? Usika no one yanji usika no obonu kura usika obaya asam usika no kura nso. Patlum. No.
Tekanga. Usika for here. Tekanga. For here.
Eh, kwa, ori akwa.
Ima kwa. Amen. Why? Why are you here?
Ala, want to declare.
Huh? Somalians. I'm going to so. I'm not that more.
Yeah. No.
Unana, yeah. I'm just going to come right now.
Mommy.
What's all about?
Hey.
Yeah. What's all about?
So no come here, comment in Papa head.
Catch a one could not press one and Brian. And your friend go.
Comment in
Yeah.
Papa.
Hey, galamsey, they said that was what talk I say.
You're quite chill, power.
Now, no go soon. Now, you will assess. I see, Papa.
Papa.
Oh, Titi. For in the pepper, Bawa. Yay, Bashade. What what? Eat it. Or it's Igara, nobody. Yeah, you should have said no. I know. For in the pepper, for in the pepper. Miles upon the malady, infinite day, I know. Whilst not in the ground. You also made the Bama would D. Or how many pints was only way now. Jack, I say, Sunini. What's saying so? I'll compare like a lemon. Oh, in the last side. Yan, so that. Gitty. Oh, in Sunabranum. No. Oh, Gitty. And the Bioma. Half a fine Papa. It's what I say. Intimate. On a yellow bill. Baby, I'm say. Maybe to be a nippy. Don't do excellent. But for a basic petty. I said, oh, Titi. I am a sent to what have me. You are fast. Didn't to what have me. Well, and you ain't a petty. Woman, it's one of me. Give me a yellow baba. We see you. I will to keep me a baba. I will live on the hospital. What's that? I see you. Titi. I come at them. Papa, met the bench inside. Hey, I said more. Then talk into me that. I'm saying that when one was when you with the young village.
About
ebusuafo mo hu na epo ne kala na ye na epo pa mo na ne kala ye galamsey na mo ye ne kan wasem na mo ntie no mo he epo ne kala epo na ye brown no so mo hu epo na ye brown no galamsey na mo ye ne kan na mo ntie no mo he epo no na ye brown no mo he epo no epo pa ni epo na ye brown no ɛpo na ayɛ brown no kuma hu yɛka na mu ntie no galamsey na moyɛ ne yɛka na mu ntie no ɛpo no na ayɛ brown no yɛkɔ akɔkyerɛ mu beebi a pra ɛne ɛyi ne bom no pra ne ɛpo ne bom Charlie yɛkɔkyerɛ beebi a pra ne ɛpo ne bom no ɔn sa ɛpo na ayɛ brown
mo ka asɛm a amana hyɛ nkuran ato hɔ no mo sɛ manzo obi ansa so nkɔto aba ma me enti sɛ duro na asɛ ntoma abi mu a yenyae yɛn so yɛafa yɛn ho adwen operation na abɛkɔ security ayafo mo te kwan no mo boro 20 omu nyina nso betua omo ka nti sɛ wo ba abla omo nso bɛfrɛ ne yenya baabi afa adwuma de ɔyɛ de yenyae wo yɛ den ijai kure ni ye bedie ezuo no so de ye sɛ no na da ho ye sɛ no hwi ni ho ebetimi asie so otimi ma China fo kwan mo be sɛ na ye ne ye tia na ada ne ntonton no mo we ne ye nya ya de ye ne mo ka asɛm a amana hyɛ nkuran ya ato no mo sɛ manzo obi ansa so nkoto aba ma me enti sɛ duro na asɛ ntoma abi mu a ye nya ye so ya fa ye ho adwen operation na abɛkɔ security ayafo mo te kwan no mo boro 20 omu nyina nso betua omo ka nti sɛ wo ba abla omo nso bɛfrɛ ne yenya baabi afa adwuma de ɔyɛ de yenyae wo yɛ den ijai kure ni ye bedie ezuo no so de ye sɛ no na da ho ye sɛ no hwi ni ho ebetimi asie so otimi ma China fo kwan mo be sɛ na ye ne ye tia na ada ne ntonton no mo we ne yenya ya de ye ne be sɛ ya de ne yenya.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. Thank you very much for tuning in once again to Ghana's most watched news and current affairs program on weekdays from Monday to Friday. Once again, we say a big thanks to the Almighty God for keeping us alive and kicking, and to come back here and join the nation's conversation, what's happening in our dear country, Ghana. And so I'll kickstart the show by looking at the front page of the newspapers, and I'll start with the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic this one is reporting, it says, at Eid al-Fitr celebrations, President gets tough on flooding, orders demolition of structures on waterways. Fisheries Ministry commissions suspend licenses of 4 industrial vessels. The Intra-Paramount Chief Selection gathers team, final decision soon. First Bank Ghana records 69% growth in assets. Hundreds of Islamic worshippers mark Eid al-Fitr. The Ghanaian Times. Parliament approves 2025 appropriation bill. Government to access 293 billion cedis from consolidated fund. Bank of Ghana Finance Ministry discuss cleanup of microfinance institutions, rural banks. Curbing perennial flooding. Houses in waterways to go down. President warns. Daily Guide. ECG missing containers. We are tracing syndicate. Deputy AG. Pirate attack. Minority blames NDC for weak maritime security. Wasa Daman chief calls for experts at mining site. Government applauds Ghana Bauxite Company's refinery plan. Be transformational, not transactional. Cozy rallies Tess Corn. The new crusading guide. $18 million is too much for Ken. It shocks the conscience. Kennedy Japon's lawyer cries out in call for reduction. Promote democracy in Sahel. Abu Jinapo implores. Plan to establish refinery. Government Lord Ghana Bauxite Company's initiative. Lack of coordination between fiscal and monetary authorities in government. Warren Gideon Boako. CAF University receives presidential chart. Dubik Mahama raised alarm over auctioning of ECG containers. Document reveal. The insight. Corporate tax affecting rural financial institutions. SkyTrain scandal. Klucha Veji accuses ex-AG of ignoring PAC's call for prosecution. Apostle Kai Spare Parts Dealers Association urges members to prioritize fire safety. Consider Wasa East executives for government appointees. Concern youth in Wasa East appeal to president. Mahama. He vows to fulfill social contracts with Ghanaians. Military leader Captain Ibrahim Traore raises civil servant salaries by 50% in Burkina Faso. The Informer. Legalization of Akada dangerous, road safety expert. Building on Ramsar site. Mahama warns chiefs, developers over orders demolition of structures. Amid public backlash, DFLA boss vows to bring back Goro boys. Sami Oku gets thumbs up for making Ofie Market initiative towards specialized waste to energy skills training. Jospon Group partners Austria. The Inquisitor. Fixing the ECG missing containers puzzle. GRA's veil unveiled. Dubik Mohammed's letters pop up. Government lords GBC's plan to set up refinery. Dr. Prempe congratulates Muslims. MPA shows K2 South tidal waves victims love. Massive turnout at Sami Euku's Ofie Market. The Herald newspaper. Wistful ex-ECG boss holds NDC ministers in his mud. Friendship and business ties cited. David Annan challenges Supreme Court's ruling in Eje Chum versus Attorney General and Akwete. David Annan, I don't know what. He's still around. Okay, it's been a while. Vena Mineral Water outdoors eco-friendly seal-free cap to enhance sustainability. Government retrieves 5 bulletproof Land Cruisers from ex-CDS. Others. NPPMP suffers selective amnesia on VIP's emergency health status. Bahama orders probe into Kotoka Airport cocaine trafficking claim. Tells MPP John Ntim Fojo to assist investigations. Bedieto makes first public appearance at Ekufado's 81st birthday party. The Daily Statesman. Ofie Market records massive patronage. Cozy urges Tescon to avoid transactional politics. Claudia hosts MPs, ambassadors, policy influencers. Economic growth exceeded expectation in 2024. Bank of Ghana. Bamia urges support for the vulnerable. The Ghanaian Publisher. Bahama calls for national unity. Government laws GBC's plan to establish refinery. Dr. Boako cautions fiscal monetary authorities over lack of synergy. Minority raise alarm over money laundering, drug trafficking. The Accra Times. Parliament institutes National Integrity Award Scheme to honor individuals who demonstrate ethical conduct. NIB boss boost morale of MPs with mouth-watering interest rate. I am grateful to Parliament. Ayariga. Amefi Central MP tackles education, recruits unemployed graduates to improve teacher-student ratio. Traders, farmers, Lord Sami Oku over highly patronized Ofie Market. Jospon Group studies waste to energy in Austria. His finest hour yet, the Bamia concession and lessons in leadership. Minority dumps 4.6 billion cedis galamsey gold board. Bank of Ghana Finance Ministry lack coordination. Gideon Boako, you've not dedicated funds to fight galamsey. Daily Post, misconceptions about the gold board cleared. NPP MP hot after making wild allegations about drug trafficking and money laundering at KIA. SkyTrain scandal, AG Godfrey Dami ignored PAC's call for prosecution. Aveji recounts. The The Economy Times. Bank of Ghana raises benchmark interest rates to 28%, even as Treasury bill rates hit 2-year low of less than 17%. And government research agenda gets a lift to important bills passed by Parliament despite concerns. Government pivots around pension funds to access capital markets. So that's it for the front pages of the newspapers. I will be shortly introducing my guest for the show. Please stay with us.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missing way.
Repatrial Bantama.
Matias.
Cycle.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use a Cal 360 toothpaste. Some the kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's here. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim Jom Kasan.
Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling to Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missing way.
Repatrial Bantama.
Matias.
Cycle.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use a Cal 360 toothpaste. Some the kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's here. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim Jom Kasan.
Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling to Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Look around.
Home also need a makeover.
Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Merchant furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just a breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
A table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone.
Mommy!
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Chocolate Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Chocolate Toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved. Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The Pacho Bantama.
Matasi.
That's a cycle.
A smile, the fresh breath.
Me gidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Say me kind. Kel 360 toothpaste.
Reskia, Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa.
Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You so feeling kika when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Attention all farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP and IRECOP brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafua Jinkwa, and the IRECOP with cocoa blends, palm blend, and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste, and these are the perfect choice for sustainable farming. Join the organic revolution today. Boost your crop yield, improve soil health, and support sustainable farming practices. Choose ACAP, KCAP, and IRECOP organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by COCOBOD, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Cratchy, unemu bua unkoisha Dr. Ban uye denwa.
Oh, Mr. Yamfan come and me buru. You mami do buru. Don't ya tell me ko. Bra, mumi Yamfan ko Dr. Ban ho. Dr. Ban oya die. Bra, se ban no mpemu adwuma sasabro slow Dr. Ban oye.
Hey, say me kwada meka. Oh, no mpemu nimdi onu na ye expert nya zanfo no. O akra eni kumasi no mpemu expert yen kan kire.
You're still live on Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. Now, let me remind you once again that my favorite Blue Jeans energy drink is what I want to remind you to have a taste of. The Blue Jeans energy drink has been in the Ghanaian market for over 20 years, and we know that is very good for the body. It contains many vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12. It has taurine, it has guarana, and they are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active women and men. So it's in shops nationwide. So for bulk purchases, contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208-128-190, 0208-128-190, or 055-001-000, 055-001-0000. So joining us this morning for what promises to be a very interesting conversation on the show is a man you haven't seen or heard of in a while, at least on this platform. One of the pioneers of Good Morning Ghana, and today he's taking time off his very busy schedule to join us. And I'm talking about a man who is popularly known as Swagger. Yes, there's only one Swagger in Ghana. I'm talking about the former MP for the Adentan constituency, the man, the Honorable Kojo Edu. Sorry, he has a lot of titles, but today I'm just using the former MP, and it's fine with that. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see you.
It's been a while.
So
many years on this platform.
What crime we commit when you run away from us?
It's your producers who don't blame, so please don't shift. Don't shift the blame on me.
You've also shifted the blame on the production team.
Yeah, when they call me, I'll be here.
You did for us.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to have you join us.
Same pleasure.
If there's one person whom, when I talk to, I get a lot of insights and a lot of wisdom and a lot of guidance, it is this man. I have enormous respect and regard for him, and our friendship goes way back. He's like a big brother to me. And Honorable, thank you so very much once again for joining us.
Pleasure is all mine, my brother.
Yeah. So, first of all, how have you been?
Topsy-turvy. Good morning to your viewers.
Yeah.
It's been a long while, as you said. How many years? 6, 7?
7 years since you stepped foot here.
Yes.
Wow. That's
apart from on your other show.
Yes, that's the Inside Pages.
Inside Pages, yeah. But on Good Morning Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a while, very long while. Sometimes you have to let the younger ones also get the bite of the cherry. So we help to promote them to also.
But whilst we're talking about how you're doing personally, you'll come back to that. But have you so far been impressed with the performance of the younger ones in terms of how they're communicating party positions and party policies and party programs, and even the ethos of the party in opposition, and now the party is in government? Would you say that way some of you started way back? I mean, you guys were at the forefront. You people were at the forefront of communicating party position and so on. Even when you were at Youth Enterprise Support, you didn't abandon the party. You're still, the forefront of communicating for the party. When you look at your days and what we're beginning to see as the new crop of party communicators, what are your thoughts? Just briefly, before you come to tell me what.
Okay, I think before the elections, 2-3 years before elections, or let me even go before the 2020 elections, of course, the party had the privilege of electing a number of young people to the national executive level, the Sami Jenfis, the Nuruddins, and
the Bichizana,
a whole number of them, Demagbana, and so they had studied a lot from some of us ahead of them. So somehow they had been prepared to also take over those roles. And they did a very good job out of it. They exhibited a lot of maturity, unlike earlier on in our days when we were that raw, we came in a bit abrasive with even choice of words and all of that. These guys got to learn a lot from us. So they also came in mature and delivered very well towards the electoral campaigns, and so they really played a human's role. Also on social media, we had a strong and vibrant team that held that space. So definitely these are guys who have demonstrated considerable talent in the communication space, and also the drive to want to become good leaders when given the opportunity. So honestly, I have good. I believe they will excel. Some of them have been appointed to now head institutions and deputize for others and so on. And it is my prayer. I think the last time I was here, my advice to them was that they should not disappoint the president for the confidence reposed in them. It's not easy. Some of them are very gray, new to the system. Some don't even have a plot of land yet. So there's what would I call it?
Is it a temptation?
Temptation is the vagaries of the job will hit them very hard.
Trappings. The
trappings, that's right. So if they don't stand resolute with the clear vision of the president in place, making sure that integrity leads the way for them. There's so much to be made through the right sources. If you are guided, you don't need to dirty your hands. Once we've been put in that place of responsibility, it comes with a lot of goodies from different places, some with good intentions, some from good sources, others from trappings that may lead you into scandals if you are not careful. So I think that if they will heed the advice that some of us have given, they will just give themselves time. Someone was telling me about, I hear one of your guys in the last 3 months has bought this, has bought that. I said, hey, look, that doesn't mean the person is stealing money. To me, there are, like I said, there are ways you can benefit from where you are working. So many different ways. But common sense should tell you that, hey, if I start building a house or buying a house 3 months into government, even though that money or whatever source you are going to get that thing is legitimate, does it make sense to you? Does it, can you situate it within the space of integrity? Yeah. No. Can you answer? Then you are telling people to begin to ask questions about how you acquired these things. Someone can choose to give you a deal that, oh, come on, I'm building these houses with the kind of job you are doing. In the next 2 years, you'll be able to pay up to this amount and that and that and that and own this house. So people will see you owning a house. They don't know the process by which the house was given, but the timing. See, so these are all issues that sometimes we need to put our people in a space and speak to them about, so that they can abide, especially the youth. They are so much in a hurry to grab everything around them, to have everything that their senior people took years to get, and we need to have some of them slow down and to understand that life is not an event. it's a marathon kind of thing. It's not a sprint.
Right.
You understand? So for me, I believe with time, those who are patient, those who are ready to serve, will benefit eventually. Not in terms of having everything around you, but you benefit from it in terms of wealth and wisdom, and how to even manage wealth. It takes a while to because wealth is a creation. It's not an event. You don't just wake up one deal, you make big money. That doesn't make you wealthy. But the same way you got it, the same way you may lose it. But if you want to build wealth, it starts with your electronic capre, savings, those little monies that you save over time, and the little businesses that you commit yourself to, that gives you small returns that you build over a period.
So work for it.
Work for it.
And earn it.
Give it time, and you will see the progress.
Right.
Don't be in a hurry because I have it, because this one drives a good car, this one lives in East Legon, and this one lives here. I want to also be there, and all of that.
Okay.
Those are the trappings that will lead you into scandals, things that you are not ready for.
And you know, this conversation then dovetails into one which we'll be having as a substantive, topic. You know, typically what happens on the show is that when our guests come, we sort of run one or two issues by them, which may not necessarily be a newspaper-driven matter, just to warm up and to get ourselves ready for the task ahead. And based on the submission you just made, you have thrown up quite a number of issues, which sort of dovetails into this Speaker of Parliament's call for some kind of an award for public officers with high moral integrity. We'll look at that, because we've got to look at that also within the context of the kind of cultural nuances or dynamics that we have as people, where we say aseda is not a big deal, but then somebody can interpret that to mean that you've been induced and so on. So we'll look at that. But speaking about communication, there's a conversation that sort of was triggered some time back. And that conversation was about whether the NDC as a political organization should not be thinking about selecting its arrowhead, the person who's supposed to be communicating for the party, rather than electing the person. So in the past, we've had, the party has had what we call the propaganda secretary. It was voted for. And then party went to Congress and said, look, we are changing the nomenclature from propaganda secretary to a national communications officer. So throughout the party's branches, structures, communications officer, communication officer. But then some are saying that if you make it selective, or if you make it a selective position,
elective or selective.
For now, it is elective.
Yes.
So people go around, they contest, and then they are voted for. Do you think that it should be selective? It should be selective as the MPP does it? Because the MPP, they select. They have a communications director, and then they would select others to sort of support the main person. I don't know where you stand on this, whether you think that position, unlike general secretary and so on, should be a selected, or you look at somebody and say, this person can do the job. The FEC will sit and say, look, this person is the man for the job or the woman for the job. Where do you stand on this? Or you think the status quo should be maintained?
I think so. I think if you take, especially for the NDC, I can't really speak for MPP because I can't tell what
went into the decision
exactly why they select. Because we also realize that because it's a selective position, today it's this person, they realize it's not good, they change another time, another person, someone goes to say one thing, and when somebody doesn't like, they say change him, and all of that.
But that's what positions are meant. You hire and fire.
No, but here is the case. People can make mistakes. You are sitting here out of some excitement or whatever. You may say something that probably goes against some person's integrity or even your own organization's integrity or whatever. You may not have meant to, denigrate somebody, but you said it.
Yes.
And then someone can just say, just by that one stroke of mistake, it should
be changed.
It can be reprimanded, some punitive measure, whatever, but you should be given the opportunity to make up for whatever mistake you made, and then given the opportunity again to make amends and progress in the space. So for me, I think we've done so well over the period. We had the Vincent Assisses who started it. What's the other one? Fifi Kwete.
Yeah.
The other one is Richard Kwashiga, Solomon Nkansa, then Sami Jefi, and all the Basintali.
Was Frederick Benyu at some point?
Yes, he was also part of the team. You know, so look at the manner in which most of these people I mentioned, the way they've graduated into fine politicians over time. You understand? Because by the time you are, you've been able to get, because the Ghanaian audience is not easy to satisfy. So you need to master the style of communication so that you can cut across, you know, otherwise they will deal with you in a manner that you wouldn't even be needed in any communication space. You know, so it cleans you up. It sanitizes your language and makes you learn the cultural environment that you find yourself within, and you present your case, or whenever you are given the chance, you take the cultural and traditional what will I call them, norms into consideration. You don't just open your mouth and address people with the wrong titles and throw tantrums at them and all of that. You know? So over the period, you can only get better. And I think so far, look at Sami Jefi. I can say arguably he's one of the best, finest communicators in this country for now. I mean, in whatever language you give him, he delivers and delivers so well. Young as he is, he's mastered the practice, you know, and I believe that it is also because the party gave him an opportunity to, you know, build himself.
Let me also say that joining us on the other side for representing the New Patriotic Party is another very good friend of mine, Ernest Adade. Ernest Adade is a member of the MPP's communications team. He's also joined us this morning. Ernest, good morning.
Good morning.
And it's good to see you. Anyami, I hope everything is fine.
Very, 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 very fine. Good to see you too after a long weekend. The good thing about the whole weekend,
the Ramadan and then the Eid.
Both of them combined made the weekend so long that the rest was quite refreshing. You could see it on the rest was quite refreshing. So I think it's a very good thing.
You mean Honorable has enjoyed the holidays proper?
It shows on his
face. This man hasn't changed though. 20 years he was like this, he's still like that. The man hasn't grown. Anyway, so what's the name? Of course, I mean, as Muslim, I fasted, and we just celebrated the Eid, and I want to use this occasion to congratulate, you know, every Muslim who's watching us this morning, and also our Christian friends who joined us in the celebration. We're grateful, and also we're grateful to government for giving us one extra day for us to celebrate. It solved a lot of problems, and we're grateful for that. So we before you joined us, Honorable raised some issues about young people who are given opportunities and sometimes the trappings and the temptations that come with it, and that in this country, when you're given a position, especially public office, let's not kid ourselves. Let's get real. There are many opportunities that come with it, and those opportunities you would have to sift through and look at which ones can soil your reputation and which ones will not. I guess that sometimes the challenge that some of them have is they're able to sift through and look at which ones are dangerous and which ones are not. And perhaps they may have to come and see Honorable. But if you look at the Accra Times today, there's a story at the back page, and it's reported by Simon Avabe Agianab. Now, he's the Dean of the Parliamentary Press Corps, where he reports that the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Adbansumana Bagbin, has announced the launch of a National Integrity Award scheme as part of efforts to foster a culture of ethical conduct and integrity. Addressing the House on March 29, 2025, the Speaker described the initiative as a significant step towards promoting transparency, accountability, and ethical leadership in Ghana. He emphasized that the scheme aims to inspire individuals to prioritize service to others, uphold moral values, and be committed to actions that benefit society rather than personal gain. The annual National Integrity Award will recognize and reward individuals who exemplify integrity, honesty, and dedication to ethical conduct. By doing so, we seek to encourage a nationwide movement where integrity is not only expected but celebrated. The Speaker underscored the importance of integrity as a foundational principle of Ghanaian society and democracy, noting that it fosters public trust and confidence in state institutions. He lamented that weak ethical standards, lack of commitment to integrity, and institutional inefficiencies have contributed significantly to corruption in the country. He said corruption remains a major challenge in Ghana, signaling a profound moral crisis. As an elected representative body, Parliament plays a crucial role in upholding integrity by ensuring accountability, overseeing public finances, and protecting the public purse. According to him, the establishment of the Anti-Corruption Department under the Legal Service and Government Subdivision of Parliament, along with the composition of the Audit Committee of the 8th and 9th Parliament, reflects the House's commitment to combating corruption. The National Integrity Award Scheme is a transformative initiative that reaffirms our dedication to integrity, probity, and accountability. It will be implemented through a structured process that guarantees fairness, credibility, objectivity, and inclusivity. An independent awards committee will oversee the selection of nominees based on merit. The Speaker stressed that the success of the scheme would hinge on sustainable funding and resource mobilization. Towards this cause, the committee will partner with government agencies, private sector entities, non-profit organizations, and development partners to secure long-term funding. Recognize and appreciate contributions from individuals and organizations supporting the initiative. Regularly review and refine award categories, criteria, and selection processes to maintain relevance and effectiveness. With this initiative, Parliament seeks to take a leading role in fostering a national culture of integrity and addressing corruption, thereby strengthening good governance of Ghana. Ernest, what do you make of this?
Thank you, Moro.
Is this what we need to instill integrity in our public service?
I think we need that and more.
Okay.
For me, we need that and more.
Okay.
So I'll greet Kojo and
sure.
Maybe extend my greetings to you too and all the viewers around the world. You see, our country, whether we like it or not, had moved in a certain direction over a period of time. And I, in a conversation with a friend of mine, was saying, when I heard this, was saying that unfortunately for us, everything has become either green or blue, either NDC or MPP in this country. That's it. So whether it is good or bad, Kojo will defend it with his blood if it is against or for NDC, and then I will defend it with my blood even if it is for MPP, if it's for MPP. Whether good or bad, we are having this direction of conversation. And that's how the trajectory has been all this while. We have been thinking, you see, there used to be a time when people thought of patriotism as a virtue in this country. People were ready. We heard of some of our old leaders who never owned any property. If you speak about these things, people like the Kwame Nkrumahs and other people. Recently, I heard something about General Kutu Champon, and I was surprised. But these are people who led this country. They went home, and you cannot point a finger at them. When during this campaign, we were mentioning names, even today, when issues started coming up. I know Kojo sometimes disagree with this, but there are people like Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and others who we have been saying that you cannot point a finger at them, that he has been a leader of this country, and then you can say, oh, he did A, B, C, D as his person. The best you can do is to impugn or arrogate or direct something at him, but you cannot say that this man did A or B. And this has been, is a good thing to mention. Unfortunately, we cannot say that about everybody. So I have always said that if this country will live to see tomorrow in a better way than we are seeing it today, even the times when we learn civic and some other courses in school that is imbibed in children from their childhood and they grow with it. I remember when I was in school, we learned a course, I think it was called ethics or something. It was taught by a Catholic priest then.
It's not supposed to be taught by this, is it religious and moral education?
All these things have now culminated into that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we are not seeing these things come very clearly. So we are bringing up children whose aim will be to pass an exam and move on. And the most important thing is get the exam right, pass it, get my A's and get the best of schools or move, and then that's it. And when you end up at the workplace, it's a mess. It's a fact that people are looking for jobs, but there are people you employ today and you will regret tomorrow. Lots and lots of those things. And if you come into politics and leadership in this country, that is the political leadership in this country, that one is a mess, total mess, because we come out and just do anything, and the only aim is that by the time NDC is leaving office, Kojo should have 100 houses, 50 cars, and all that, and that's the focus. Or by the time MPP is leaving office, I should have amassed so much wealth, and nobody is thinking about the good of this land and the ordinary man on the streets. In fact, just on Friday, a friend called me, and he had lost the ankle. And the only reason why we lost the man might not be because his ailment was too serious and the ailment took him away. But they went to Kolebu, there is no bed. They go to another place, there is no bed. They go to another place, there is no bed. By the time they had a bed, the man had passed.
Wow.
Yes, in a country where we have more V8s than we can imagine, we can't afford hospital bed. And people are just dying like that. Yeah. So the things of integrity, if you have anything that integrity, you see, comes with things like honesty, transparency. Whatever you are doing as a public officer, if you are appointed today, like my brother had just been appointed, he shouldn't come out just like that. I'm not picking on him. So I'm talking about appointment. He's one of the ones on the block at the moment. I cannot speak without referencing him. Okay.
Oh,
if Kojo is laughing too much.
You have information that he will be getting his appointment.
Oh, he will be a big man. He's a big man.
So what do you know that?
Transparency.
You make me more curious.
So I'm expecting Kojo that when he gets the position, there should be a lot of transparency.
Okay.
There should be a lot of honesty in his dealings with his own people, his friends. He wouldn't stop picking their calls immediately that appointment passes.
Oh, that's a major problem. I mean, everybody's complaining. But anyway, it's a major problem. It's a major problem.
Just yesterday, the people that we used to be on shows with that you were, and now you call and the calls don't go through. But these are things that we shouldn't forget. You should be able to tell the people you are supposed to be leading that this country is ours. And I have always asked this question. I don't know whether I asked it on this show, but who is speaking for the ordinary Ghanaian now? Because everybody is either MPP or NDC, everybody. So I believe that it's something that we must even take back into our schools. Integrity must begin to count. I won't mention any name, but in my previous office, I handed over something to my successor. Something I was working on, not even my successor, but the one who took over. I was working on a project and handed over the project to him. And he ended up in jail with the same project. And I am sitting here. Integrity. This is where, because I was trained by one man, I'm so proud always to mention that. I never got into trouble because the Honorable Kojo Redu had always advised us on these things. So if you have integrity, if you love your country, where we have stopped talking about patriotism altogether in this country. If we love our country and we ourselves, we respect ourselves, and we don't just respect money. When you are in office, you will think of yourself and what people will say about you and not sitting in the front seat in church only. If we start to think about those things, we will do right by this country and do right.
Let me ask you this, Ernest. Is lack of integrity a function of nature or nurture?
Oh, it's mainly integrity. You cannot be born with integrity. It could come with your training. It could come even with part of it could be nature. It could be natural.
Yes.
But it's not always coming with it. If you are working in a society where you know that if you go and sell state containers, ECG containers, you will be punished. If you know that if I am sitting as a minister and I make the wrong decisions that will cause trouble for this country, I will be punished. Your thinking will be different from when you know I can get away with anything, or I can slap Moro right now and nobody can do anything.
So here you're talking systemic failure.
I think we have gotten there.
Okay.
If we haven't even gone past systemic failure. We are there. We are there because people do things. Let me throw a low blow here. We are chasing $2 million that was supposed to have been given for a sky tree.
Yes.
And we are saying that we took 200 million to build Saglemi. And we thought pursuing it is not necessary. We can leave 200 million, and chase 2 million. I say chase all. That's me, if you ask me, and you know my position on this thing all this while. We say galamsey is destroying our waters. It's a problem for a country like Ghana where we don't have too much. And somebody is greedy enough to use the only water people are drinking to wash cyanide and wash all the good things and get the gold, the good gold, but wash the bad things, wash the bad things for people to go and drink and take the good for himself and pocket it. And we used it against the NDC. You know, this program, you and I have been on this trajectory. And government has changed, and I thought with a snap of a finger, this thing would have gone. And it's worse in the bush. Worse. Did you hear of some people that the pit had collapsed on, some galamsey people and all that? Yeah. It's worse than it was. I thought the LI, that LI we were discussing? 2462, by the time Parliament was having their first sitting, but now I hear we are going to amend certain things. But I thought it was a bad law.
Apparently, it's much more complex than that.
Oh, yes.
And just scrapping the law.
There's an account saying that if it's in your brother's, if the tongue is in your brother's shoe, it's easy until it gets into your shoe. The ant is in my jacket. So Kojo will say, oh, but you could have just removed this ant. When he gets into his jacket, then he will understand. So that's what we are having now. That's the situation we have now. Because if the galamsey we have been discussing, we have all agreed that it was so devastating, and we were made to understand that these things were being perpetrated by a group of people, and those group of people are no more there. Why are we still here? Integrity. What did you say then, and what are you doing now?
Okay.
Integrity. So I believe this is a conversation that shouldn't just end here because Speaker had just said it. Yeah. But if parliamentarians, ministers, chief executive officers, and they're even down to the employees, if you are given a responsibility to work for the state, you won't be. If you have integrity, you won't be expecting me to pay you to do the work that you have been paid to do. I can give you a tip after doing a good work. But this is the country, this is the state that we are in now. Policeman stops. I saw some video that looked funny. Policeman stops somebody. The guy refuses to give the usual. They say we shouldn't call it bribe anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the guy refused, and the policeman slapped him. When I saw the video, even if it is staged on, it looks funny. But if you dare insist that I will not do the wrong thing, you will end up not going to work for 2 weeks. Yeah, your car could be impounded for no reason just because you refuse to pay. So I believe that integrity, yes, we should begin to up our game in that direction. And then also let's add the conversation of somebody thinking about this country for a while, at least for a moment. Let me stop talking only MPP. Let Kojo stop talking only NDC, and let's think about the middle people who do not belong to either MPP or NDC, but they will go and vote for us anyway.
Okay.
Let's begin to think about them.
Okay. Vulture Awards scheme. Honorable Kojo Edwasari, what do you make of it? We're naming and shaming people who lack integrity, and we want to award those who have integrity.
Well, personally, I think it's a wild goose chase.
Oh.
Yes.
You mean we're wasting our time?
For me, how many people around the country can we award?
Well, that's a valid question.
Okay. For me, instead of the pomp and pageantry that will accompany such an award in terms of identifying who is the best one individual, we can channel that resource into programs that I believe will educate people about integrity and how to be a citizen, a good citizen. Look, when we were growing up, I have said this over and over, when we were growing up, nobody told you, we were like community children. Your mother is not the only person who can chide you when you do the wrong thing. Your next door neighbor's mother, or your friend's mother, your friend's father can call you if they see you do something wrong, and they will discipline you before. Sometimes they even send you to your parents, and today, whose child are you going to do? Because even teachers don't have the right to punish children. So we have let down the guard over the period, and we are enjoying the fruits of our lack of attention to this particular area. I think that as a country, we should go to the basics. If to our point, the point where we are, if we have failed, it is not the award system that will make anything different.
Okay.
Let's build the new ones that are coming up. Let's strengthen them from that integrity thing. We should build it in them, imbibe it in them as they grow. Otherwise, they will get worse, and then one would have to one would have to target a reward or an award before they will want to be considered incorruptible. I think it's not a solution. Personally, from where I sit, I don't see it as the solution. So, as a country,
you don't think that if somebody sees somebody being rewarded or given an award for championing integrity in whichever sphere of endeavor they find themselves, it may motivate somebody to say, somebody who wants to collect bribe in order to push an envelope?
Don't we have those systems already in place in our various workplaces? Best worker of the month, best days of the year, and all of that.
But that focuses more on output.
Yes.
In terms of your deliverables. Lift this one from
Can you imagine if the best worker took a bribe? Is it possible for them to get an award?
Awarded.
Sorry?
You want to be awarded if you are found out.
Yeah, so the two work together. Your integrity will be the first one they will look at. Then they can top it up with your work output.
But Honorable, I rarely, I stand to be corrected, but I have seldom heard, companies talk about recognizing people for their integrity. Most of the time what you hear is, we are awarding you because we gave you a target. And it is either you have achieved those targets, or you've met those targets, or you have exceeded it.
Yeah.
Which is more to do with the tangibles. But I stand to be corrected. I don't know how many companies in Ghana here are saying that look, if for nothing at all, you may not have even achieved your target. But if for nothing at all, we have observed you and we have realized and come to one firm conclusion that you have lived above reproach when it comes to your integrity. And I stand to be corrected.
You see, when about 2 or 3 years ago, a taxi driver returned someone's money found in a car.
Yes.
And it was news. Big news in the country.
I recall.
Big news. Why should it be so?
Because it is rare.
That is the point. Yes. When did we get to that point where returning someone's lost item?
Well, it would never happen.
Do you understand? Yeah. So to some extent, I'm saying that we have decayed to a point where, or our society has decayed to a point where even returning someone's lost item requires a reward. For me, I think that is not what we should pursue. That person was giving all kinds of people donated to you remember, I think they even bought him a new car or something, taxi or something.
Yes, he was bought a taxi.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Which is supposed to be the norm.
Because he used his car.
Yes.
To cross the road.
The armed robbers.
That one is a different story.
There are instances where people return phones and things, and it is out of the normal.
Right.
Because if I left my phone in an Uber, it's not easy.
Yeah, because this phone you're using is about 40,000 cedis. Hello. Okay. Conservatively, what kind of like a 25,000? That's somebody's capital. Other spoons use anything less than 25,000. So I can conservatively
mine
use
is
25,000.
far less. It's not being
No.
Could you talk politics on this?
Please. I've only decided.
I can show viewers the type of phone I'm
using. Ever since I've known you.
No, seriously.
You've always
personally.
You've always gone for top notch.
I'm not a phone freak. Personally,
don't divert the point.
So once I can read my messages and
well, viewers, you please come here and look at the phone.
It's a Samsung E56. That's it.
Okay.
That is all I have. The screen is even broken.
We'll confirm.
You can't tell.
We'll confirm.
The screen is broken.
Anyway.
Yeah, so, I mean, back to
returning items.
Yeah, so I think that as a country, see, even the United States, we were reading all kinds of things since Trump appeared on the scene. And it's like the democracy that we thought could fix some of these challenges is being called to question right now as to whether Trump is, espousing democracy in America. It is for you and I to, decipher and see where things are. So the kind of democracy that we thought would bring us together and instill some discipline in us. Look, I remember years ago, Circle, there was this guy called Salifu Amankwa.
Yes.
When he was the
mayor.
Was he a mayor or something?
Salifu.
It was not a mayor, like the Circle area, something.
Yeah.
Master, you dare not drop candy wrap or chewing gum wrap anywhere around that circle.
Yeah, he was a police officer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people knew that once you do it and this man arrests you, there was punishment. And the punishment was severe. That time it was military government, and so we want democracy. We got democracy. And democracy says that if you drop your rubbish in a drain, and I even see you drop this thing, I should rather go to the police to come and arrest you. By the time I return, you will still be standing there with the rubbish. So the police can come and arrest you. I don't have anything I can do to you because of democracy. So we have brought some of these things onto ourselves as a country. Again, we are not addressing our social needs as a people, which is also one of the reasons that people are compelled under pressure to look for alternative means to raise money to go and pay their rent. Okay, there is no control. I build my house and I determine how much I want to charge per rent per month. So if I want to live in Bawalishin area, or if I even used to live there and I'm looking for a place to rent, 10,000 cedis a month for a chamber and hall. If I don't have 1,000 cedis a month, I earn like 4,400 or 1,500 a month. How am I going to survive when I'm paying 1,000 cedis a month? So if there's any means at the office by which I can do some little things to raise that 1,000 cedis, even that 1,000 cedis, it's not like you are being asked to pay every month. 1 year, they lump everything up, they say pay 2 years. 24,000.
Yeah.
How do you put this together? So now you need to look for ways and means to survive. So someone brings you a job that you can do in a week, takes you 1.5 months to do it because you have to delay it to induce someone to give you some, or to compel someone to give you some inducement before the job gets done. So these things have gone on and on and on and on and on. And it has graduated into politics. That is how come we are seeing all manner of scandals. The same young people who were, they are the ones who have grown to become criminals within the public space. Okay, these containers that are missing, these are people's fathers. Those involved, they are people's fathers, customs officers, police officers that sat there for these things to pass in front of their offices and all that before they went out. These are people's fathers. They are training children. So if fathers are behaving this way, what do you think their children will do? Okay, so the integrity thing, I believe that my father they trained me very well. I also decided within myself to be a person of integrity. So there are two, we're talking about nature and nurture. Yes, nature has a way to, where you are placed, it has a way to influence the environment in a manner that you adapt to the way the environment treats itself. And then the nurture is also the part that someone guides you to do the right thing, right from school. Haven't we heard students' exams, malpractices? Just recently at the University of Ghana, that someone had a software that, before the elections, they promoted that software to be used for the elections. And they did it in such a way that they had a system that every 4 votes for a particular candidate automatically adds 1 to it. Automatically. Inbuilt in the system. These are young people. Some of them not even up to 20 years. Look at the way they are thinking. So every 4 votes, he gets 1 free vote. Every 4 votes, he gets. So such a person, imagine when he is done with school and you go and put him at the Electoral Commission. Can you imagine the kind of results you'll be getting for elections? You see, so garbage in, garbage out. The Bible says, bring up or raise up a child the way he should go.
Okay.
When he grows, he will not depart from it.
Okay.
So we have to start from the beginning.
Okay.
We can't just expect that. You say you can't teach an old something new.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
New tricks.
Yeah.
It's there. There are some examples, but I don't want to give those ones.
We beg you. We beg you. So no, we have to take a breather. We have to take a breather and move on to some other issues because that's it appears that Kotoka International Airport has been very busy, not with just passenger flights landing and departing, but allegedly and reportedly, there are some other things that are happening in the dark. And an MP has drawn attention to these activities. So we'll be interrogating that when we come back from the break. So you're watching Good Morning Ghana live on Metro Television. Now this show is also live on 94.1. It's crystal clear. The dial 94.1. So in case you want to leave your home, you still want to monitor the conversation, you are free to tune in to 94.1. So I'll indulge you to do that. 94.1. It's very clear. Just enjoy that and let me know what the experience or how the experience has been like. So please stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
The patcho bantama.
Matisse.
That's a cycle.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me Gidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Send me kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Reskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa. You know what I'm saying? Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You so feeling when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bready for mattress anymore? Don some slippers, then follow me. It is part of the mattress we did the front there. Yeah? That'll be the mattress where the bed for.
Wait, what are you doing?
Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like ash foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
Mommy.
Michelle, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Cal Chocolate Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Cal Chocolate Toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Cal Chocolate Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and...
All farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP, and Iricor brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafuajinkwa, and the Iricop with cocoa blends, palm blend, and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste, and these are the perfect choice for sustainable farming. Join the organic revolution today. Boost your crop yield, improve soil health, and support sustainable farming practices. Choose ACAP, KCAP, and Iricop organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by COCOBOD, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Also live and Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. I'm here with Mr. Ernest Andade of the MPP. He's a member of the party's communications team. Also here with us is the Honorable Kojo Eduasari, who is the former Adentan MP, also a leading member of the NDC, in fact, a founding member of the NDC. Now, Honorable, I want us to look at this other story as I talk to you about some movements that is taking place at the Kotoka International Airport, according to the MP for Asin South. In fact, it was on this network that he broke the news. And I said to him that the only reason why I'll entertain it is because of his position as a member of the Securities and Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament. And so I would want to, grant him that opportunity. So he broke it here and asked a few other questions, but it was a very brief interaction that I had with him, and it appears that now it's all over the place. And it's actually compelled His Excellency the President to respond to the allegations that he's made, and it's been captured in today's Herald newspaper. Now, the Herald newspaper is today, if you look at page, I believe it's page, okay, so let's just go ahead. It says, President John Dramani Mahama has ordered a full-scale investigations into allegations of drug trafficking and money laundering involving 2 suspicious flights that recently arrived at the Kotoka International Airport. The directive follows claims made by Reverend Johnny Timfojo, a member of Parliament for the Asin South constituency in the Central Region, on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party at a press conference, where he alleged that 2 flights suspected of being involved in illicit activities had landed at KIA. And then the president then says, my attention has been drawn to allegations made at a press conference by an honorable member of Parliament, Reverend Johnny Timfojo, regarding 2 suspicious flights arriving at the Kotoka International Airport, suspected to be involved in drug trafficking and money laundering. President Mahama stated. He emphasized that the government treats all such allegations with the utmost seriousness and has tasked key investigative agencies to take immediate action. To ensure a thorough and transparent investigations, I have directed all relevant investigative agencies, including the Narcotics Control Commission, the Police CID, the National Investigations Bureau, and the National Security Coordinator, to immediately and fully collaborate with the Honorable Member of Parliament so he provides all necessary information to investigate the allegations and take all action necessary to expose any drug dealing. The President reaffirmed Ghana's strong stance against drug trafficking, declaring that the country would not serve as a transit or destination for illicit drugs. We will remain and maintain zero tolerance for using Ghana as a transit or final destination for drugs or drug trafficking. Now, his remarks follow a recent major drug bust by the NIB, where authorities intercepted narcotics with an estimated street value of $350 million. The investigation is expected to uncover the facts surrounding the alleged suspicious flight and bring any perpetrators to justice. The MB Minority Caucus in Parliament had called on National Security to urgently disclose details of 2 aircraft suspected of transporting cocaine and cash into Ghana. They mentioned the flight in question as Emmet Flight NA23AM and Kavok Air's Antonov AN12B, which reportedly landed at Kotoka International Airport from Gran Canaria, Spain, before departing on March 25, 2025. According to intelligence intercepted by the Minority, Air Med Flight N823AM and Air Ambulance did not transport any patient, but allegedly carried suspicious cargo suspected to contain cocaine and US dollars. There's no evidence of any medical referral or patient on board. Rather, our intelligence suggests that the aircraft was used to smuggle illicit cargo. And the statement further raised concerns about Kavok Air's Antonov AN12B, which landed on March 12 and remained in Ghana for 13 days before departing on the same day as the Air Med flight. The Minority described the coincidence as intriguing and called for full disclosure. Honorable, what do you know about this story?
I think
okay.
Honorable Intim Fojo, MP for that Asin South, yeah. We all had. I listened to his
the press conference,
and we heard some of the wild allegations he made. I am a bit shocked to the extent that the president took him seriously to the point that he will engage these government agencies to waste their national resources on such a fluke issue.
He's a member of parliament.
Doesn't mean
he's a member of the securities.
No,
and
please. You see,
if
we are going to respond to this minority in parliament who have made it their daily operation when they are in parliament, if it's one MP stand every day to have a press conference. So today, if it's Moro's turn, tomorrow is Randy's turn, the next day is Annie's turn. So they go round until it comes back to your turn. So that is the kind of system they are running as minority in parliament. A week ago or so, he was on the same person when the president removed the security heads,
yes,
the military heads.
Yes.
The same person went wild, raising issues and trying to make the president look like he's done something that has never been done anywhere else on this planet and all of that. You can tell that he loves the sensation. All right? So I took time to listen to him. He never adduced any evidence, and rather calling for government to waste resources just because his mind is telling him that something could have been done wrongly. Please, where is the evidence? Is it that anytime they hear private jet, just like when the former president was flying around, going to Guyana, Barbados, all kinds of things were carried with them to those places. They think we are also doing the same. We are not. We are not. We are not. Go and find out where the Kenoforiates tests and others, where they have their monies invested. And then check with some of the places those private jets they were flying all about, where those jets were flying to. So if those things they were doing is beginning to have effect on them, they shouldn't bring it onto us. We are clean people. We are in government for just 3 months. We have busted a $350 million street value of cocaine only a few days ago. Throughout their 8 years, did we hear any such thing? And are you saying that those who decided to come this time with the consignment, this was their first time? So if it wasn't their first time, how often have they brought this thing? This time round, the intelligence of the military and the navy and others, they just didn't want to arrest the people on the high seas. They wanted to follow through, let the people get into the camp so that they can follow up and know who and who are behind the consignment. So they waited for the whole thing to arrive, discharge, and then there was a swoop. And look at the way it was done. So people should be patient, especially the NPP and their cohort. They should be patient with us. We are nowhere near their league at all, especially when it comes to matters of integrity. They are in a different league altogether. When we talk about drugs and money laundering and all those things, nobody, no MP or minister or someone close to the president was arrested in UK for carrying foreign exchange beyond the limits that is required across immigration desks. Okay, but in their time, it was present. Somebody was apprehended. So please, they should not try to equalize, find some flimsy way to let us look as bad as they did with some of these, drug and money laundering issues. We are nowhere near them. They should stop it. And Fojol will be, the Reverend Minister for that matter. He should learn to say the truth. Now, the president is saying that he should go and assist these agencies. Because whatever you know, he who alleges they say should do what? Must prove. So go and prove it there.
He said he suspects. Suspicion, it's difficult to prove suspicion, to give any evidence of suspicion. It's a gut feeling. That's it.
And so does that make sense? That's why I'm saying the president, I'm sorry to say, but he should have just ignored this hot air that was blown out there. Is it carbon dioxide? Which one is the one that comes out? Okay. It's so wrong. And we shouldn't encourage these things. We shouldn't. So the person goes and sleeps and some funny idea comes into his head. The next moment he comes to say it, and then government agencies are at work. I beg to differ.
So what would have...
With the issue of the gold and other whatever that he raised, yes, that one has a bit of legitimacy.
Yes.
That, yes, whatever has come of it, we should know, because when it happened, there was a swoop.
Yes.
They went after it. There was media frenzy about it here and there. At least we deserve to know what the outcome is, who the corporates are, and what is being done to that case, and all of that. So that is legitimate. So that is where I believe he should have just ended this whole story. But to concoct this funny joke and expect that we all should dance around, and I see the media, some of the media houses have just held on to this thing and are tearing it apart. Please, let's get serious as a country for once. We are a serious government. We are not here to joke. NDC, we are a very serious government. We went into opposition for 8 years. And this is not the first time we've been in opposition. This time it was very biting. And Ghanaians' only hope is NDC for now. That is why they gave us that overwhelming majority in parliament and voted, overwhelmingly for us. That is confidence reposed in us. And we want to live up to that expectation. We will not allow, of course, we are not saying we are saints all over the place. We are not. But at the same time, we will make sure that anybody who pushes himself into that zone to want to create scandals for the government, that person will be giving out and giving up for the laws to deal with them. We will not cover anybody's mess. And me, I won't come and sit in your studio and come and do PR for anybody who brings any scandal onto themselves. I won't do it.
Yeah.
All right. So please, we are only 3 months into this. Maybe we'll come to the container issues later. Yeah. But we're only 3 months into government, and it appears that there is this daily attempt to want to denigrate the NDC, find some story to wash us with, or to what is that for? What is that for? We are not going to allow that. There's where there were evidence that we adduced to any case that we raise, any scandal that we raise, we show the evidence. We show the evidence, and the president then cleaned them. Please, they shouldn't bring these things this time around, because we ourselves, we are a check unto ourselves. We, the NDC, we are a check unto ourselves. We wouldn't let 1, 2, 3 people destroy things that we have built over time. We won't let that happen. So if they allow their party to rot to the point where people at high places were involved in scandals beyond repair, and they saw nothing wrong with scandals, we are not in the same league with them. So they should let us go. Ghanaians are serious people, and we are up for serious business. No jokes.
Okay. Ernest.
Oh, I like the way Kojo ended. We will not allow a few people to destroy the party like the MPP tried to do. Leave them like the MPP. It's an assertion of some level of acceptance that something really would have happened. He referenced the cocaine, right? Do you know the person behind the cocaine? I think they have identified the person.
I don't know.
They know it's new, it's everywhere. That's secondly,
the cocaine
MP, cocaine busted and all that.
Okay.
That's no news. Everybody is aware. It's in the public domain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Not some kind of speculation.
Some NDC MP or candidate or whatever you call it. So he's referencing the thing, and we are telling you that just 2 months in office, just 2 months in office, they came and told us, it's not us, we are not saying it, they came and told us that they have busted a container filled with USD, Ghanaian cedis, gold, and whatever.
Oh, you mean, okay.
Yeah, they told us, we didn't say it, I don't have that information. And the NDC came to tell the people of Ghana that we have busted it. Where is what has happened? It's just fizzled out into thin air. And is Kojo trying to tell us that if the Reverend saw something or heard something, he didn't have the right to just voice it out and mention, because he said the Reverend he's a pastor, he's a Reverend, so he should speak the truth. Is he trying to say that the planes never landed? Is that what my brother Kojo is saying here? That the plane never came here. The plane was never in this country for 13 days. And any plane that leaves a country or lands in a country, even if you enter the airspace of Ghana, we couldn't account for it. Is that what he's trying to say? So something is going wrong. We are in this country. I have just now referenced these containers. The whole minister went to Parliament and said, I went and we have been told that there are 3,000 plus containers at the port. We have gone to see it. A week or so later, 2,500 and something came, and by the time we were going for the final thing, 1,000 and something, 1,300 plus are missing. The minister under him. No, not a former minister. No matter the tricks you play with it or the twist and turn and the spin you put around the thing, it's obvious. If there are planes landing in our airport that we cannot account for what they came to do, there are goods leaving your harbor under your government. There are goods leaving Ghanaian harbor. You think the harbor you can just walk in and come out with anything? If there is no strong power behind things going in and coming out, how can 1,000 containers leave a harbor? But if these 1,000 containers are moving out, how would anybody handle a container of illicit drugs or whatever, or cargo or something, or arms? We have a problem.
Just a second. There's some correction I would make on this containers matter, even though that is not a substantive issue. But it's important that we correct this, and it's been repeated. So it's been repeated, several times. The Honourable Member of Parliament for Kusau, who is also the Energy Minister, has said it time and again, I said it time without number, that the number that was given to him, the report that was given to him during the transition period, what he received was that 3,000 containers were docked at the Tema shipyard. He then goes there himself, subsequently to confirm. And when he went there, the chaps who were in charge of the containers told him it was 2,500. So it was the discrepancy in numbers or the variation in the numbers that sort of triggered, his decision to get to the bottom of it, so that even the 2,500 can be confirmed. So it was during the counting that he found out or discovered 1,347 were missing. Just so I can put it in, just so I can set the record straight on this matter. The thing about this Good Morning Ghana program, which a lot of people, for which reason we have the biggest viewership in Ghana at the moment, is because we try as much as possible to fact check so that we do not mislead our viewers.
So you and I are in this game.
Yeah.
You remember when Napo came to office?
Yeah.
He received handing over notes.
Yes.
And when he received handing over, in the handing over notes, the NDC had indicated that they have completed 50. Yes,
the community day schools.
Community day schools.
Yes.
So Napo goes to Parliament. So
yes.
50 completed.
Yes.
When Napo took office, then we went into it. Realized that 29 were completed. We're just sitting here, and his friends held us to the fact that Napo said it was 50.
Because that's what Napo said.
Because that's what Napo received in his handing over notes. I'm assuming, without admitting, that what the minister is saying is true. I'm just, at this juncture, it's pure assumption.
Okay.
You went to the harbour and said you went for fact finding.
Yes.
Then you realized it was 2,500, not 3,000.
No. He was told at the port.
So he went to the port.
By those in charge.
No, what I mean is, he went to
2,500, yes.
To go and fact find.
Based on what
verify
the 3,000 containers contained in the transition report.
I'm using the 2,500. That he went to verify what he had received.
Yes.
And at the port, his verification indicated 2,500. And he came to Parliament.
I mentioned it, yes.
Then, few weeks later, the news comes that we have only 1,000 something left.
Yes.
And then 1,300.
47 is missing.
47 gone. What I am saying is, he is still in office, right? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is still the President of the Republic of Ghana. And you are saying he shouldn't be interested in the harbour, things leaving the harbour, because if you import something and the thing gets to the harbour, you need a whole process. Customs will go through it. Even national security officials are there to ensure that whatever had arrived, they will do whatever the work processes that the containers will have to go through before coming out of the port. It's quite rigorous. And over 1,000 can leave the port. And I don't understand. That's why I am saying he should be concerned when it is alleged.
Are you done with the team for your matter?
That's where I am.
Okay.
He should be concerned that when it is alleged that the airport planes are landing and taking off without necessarily coming to offload, or an ambulance arrives and he didn't bring a patient, and he's saying that he's surprised His Excellency the President showed interest.
But what how difficult?
What if they were bringing arms to come and destabilize your government?
Fair enough.
What if they were?
How difficult will it have been? Remember, he's a ranking member on Defense and Interior. How difficult would it have been for Reverend Intim Fojo to have just placed a phone call, right, through to Muntaka or even Omane Boama to say, look, this is the information we've picked up. What do you know about it? If it's not convinced, he'll just come and put it out in the press conference and say that when he even picked the intel, he did not just, of course, decide that let me just go out and put it out. But I even called the defense minister, or I called Muntaka, and this is what they told me. So the jury is out there, whether indeed they've told me the truth or not. You know, instead of you pick an intel that there have been some movements of some flights, and so my suspicion is that this is what those flights are carrying.
Or it is a conversation.
I'm saying that I would have thought that because of his position as a ranking member, he should have come with some more substance. You don't think so?
There's a conversation.
Okay.
And I asked a few questions.
Yes.
In this case, if it were Ojo, if it were Okujeto, Sam George who picked this information, if it were any of them,
yeah,
I think the process flow that you just outlined to the people of Ghana will be the process that will be taken.
That should be the process.
Do you think, I'm asking you,
whether
do you think that's what he would have done? Okujeto has been sitting in this chair with documentation of things that could not be verified. When Randy was sitting in this chair, we had this conversation here in this room. There are some of them you can't even verify. So what I'm saying is, if that is the strategy, if that is the modus operandi that we have adopted over the period, then that is what people will follow. And especially when you have just heard that there was a cocaine matter. We haven't heard anything from the day of the arrest. Have you heard anything from the Takrade issue that Kojo just referenced? Have you heard anything again? You are in the media. Maybe you hear things I don't. But I haven't heard anything any longer. We had some container filled with money and that matter has just vanished into thin air. If you are in that position and you get something like this, you don't think that it was necessary to make it a matter that will let the president do what he did? And Kojo thinks that it wasn't necessary for the president to give attention. And I'm asking him, assuming that those planes landed with arms, not cocaine, not money laundering, not money, bags of money or cartons of money, but they were cartons of bazookas and rocket launchers and things coming to create problems in this country, you will still feel that the president didn't have to pay attention?
Okay.
As the person leading this country. So, Moro, let's be careful the way we downplay things. Because he tried to trivialize it and throw it off.
Okay.
When planes are landing in your airport and you cannot account for the cargo they are bringing, that shouldn't be the case.
Just a quick one.
I am concerned about the ordinary Ghanaian. That's what I always say.
That's fine. But before Honorable comes in, and it's important that I issue this, what you call a disclaimer. Because the integrity, we talked about integrity earlier, the integrity and the credibility of this platform is extremely important. People take their time off their busy schedule to tune into this program because of the integrity that it has upheld for the last 23 years. So Honorable made mention of the fact that really what is the template and why has the template changed? That's his claim. And he was claiming that the template has always been that people get up and they make all kinds of allegations, and it has happened here, according to him, on this platform, and it has gone unchallenged. I want to set the record straight that even in the days when Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa would come here and make some claims, because I was, of course, as a staff of this company, I'm a regular viewer of Good Morning Ghana. I don't, when I wake up in the morning, I don't listen to any discussion. I tune into Good Morning Ghana. But I recall that Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa will raise those issues. And you see him with copious amounts of documents, right? And he will state them. And sometimes he even goes into greater detail. Because as you do know, per the editorial discretion of Good Morning Ghana and Randy's own principles of journalism, you won't come here and raise a matter and raise it without being interrogated or without being checked. Okay? So everybody who's coming on this platform knows that, look, if I'm going to raise a matter, I must come with some substance. Because it's about people's reputations and it's about people's image. So, just so that the wrong impression is not carried out there when Ernest, and I know I don't think Ernest meant something bad, but just so we can set the record straight that here on Good Morning Ghana, when you come and you make a claim or you make an allegation, you better come with some supporting documentary evidence. Otherwise, we would issue a disclaimer. We will say we have nothing to do with this. You're on your own. Okay, so let's not create a certain impression that here on this platform, people come, they make all kinds of allegations. Then
you misunderstood me. I said if it were Sam George, if it were Sammy, yes. Would they use the method you just prescribed? That I will call him and find out.
Oh, that's what you meant. That's what you meant. Okay, no, I get it. No, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that just so.
The point is.
No, I get it. No, I'm saying just so the wrong impression is not carried.
Yeah, so that is
that
not
people
what
come
I
here
said.
because you will never honor a platform where people come and make food, and that's why even you Ernest, you hardly will see Ernest on some other platforms.
Exactly.
Ernest is extremely picky when it comes to which platforms you go, because he will not go on a platform that lacks integrity.
So what
I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, that it's not about Good Morning Ghana, but it's about how some individuals choose to make the allegations, which is fine.
So once
you set the record straight, that's
the information, the suspicion is out there, he puts it out there, the president gets consent. And where I am picking on is not the message, but Kojo's assertion that he was surprised the president took interest. And I'm saying that why shouldn't the president take interest? Assuming that it's not quote and unquote money, like you are, he was trying to say, or illicit drugs. But it was guns and things that somebody wants to bring into this country to cause problems, or you think he shouldn't be interested. That is my drive.
But why go to the extent of saying, I suspect there's some drugs in there?
Oh, that one. I said it is his opinion. And he has evidence they told us of arrests. And we haven't heard much again. Arrest of gold.
But is that...
I am packing these things
enough?
Together.
Is that enough?
It is his
to say, based on some past experience, he has a feeling this is what is happening.
Moro, did you hear, if you see something, say something? The man has seen something. He has said something.
All right.
And the thing had moved His Excellency the President to say, let's look deeper.
All right.
I think it's fair.
Okay.
If His Excellency the President didn't say let's move deeper and discounted it, I would have come to sit here and raise issues, because I'm saying that it may not be drugs or money.
Okay.
It may be something else that will cause problems that will come as low as me.
That's fine.
Not even he high up there alone.
Like, I get the point.
Yeah. So let's be careful the way we look at these things and just trivialize them.
That's fine. Honorable.
Yeah, I still stand by my point.
Okay.
Because I think that no aircraft can land in anyone's country without first getting clearance. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. So getting clearance to land in a country also offers the security of the country to ascertain, even if it's an emergency landing or something, fuel shortage, they want to come and refuel or something like that. I think as a member of parliament, you should be interested in moving one step from these suspicious speculations by getting to know from the sources, even at the airport, if for nothing at all. You are the ranking member for Defense and Interior. Okay, you have access to the IGP, you have access to the Chief of Defense Staff, you have access to the National Fire Officer, you have access to the Customs Director General, and all those heads of security agencies. Why didn't you make any take that first step of ascertaining whatever the issues are there? You just come out and speculate in a press conference. Who does that? Who does that? And is that a way to go? That I go and sleep and anything comes to mind and then I come and say it and just to engage all these agencies to waste money to go do what? If guns enter this country, definitely we will have to do what they did. I'm not sure the plane just came in and then flew at their own whims and caprices. Somebody had to, you know, what do we call that? They have this operational, what the terms they use. Dispatch officers had to, you know, get the plane in or receive the plane and then move the plane out. All these things are done. Even where to park on the tarmac, someone controls it. Okay, so if a plane has been here for a number of days and it's leaving and another plane comes and it coincides with the time it also leaves, it means they came together to come and steal, like move cocaine from here, or they came and dropped cocaine. What kind of, I don't want to use some words, it's early morning. It sounds too childish for me. It sounds too childish.
Kojo did not believe the planes came. Kojo did not believe
plane landing in your country does not mean it is carrying drugs.
But is that the only plane that landed? How many planes landed a day in Ghana?
Please.
How many planes
I
landed?
said
why specifically
that a plane lands in Ghana. That a plane lands in Ghana mean the plane is carrying drugs. Is it the logic?
You don't have the information. Somebody
you don't have it either.
Somebody had raised issues.
The person doesn't have it either. He is suspicious.
Go and find out. What is your problem? Tomorrow, the president
we should stop being
you don't have the information. You say
we should stop all of a sudden.
Somebody
people who witness wrong things being done.
Why are you worried about going to find out?
People who witness wrong things being done in this country and kept quiet.
Kojo, are you worried about what somebody will see?
When the president was flying all over the place in a private jet, whatever they were carrying in and out, was he interested?
Kojo, some plane
the whole plane,
president say go find out. Why are you worried?
The whole president himself and his
Moro, can you ask him for me why he's worried?
Lieutenant,
I want to know.
The president and his
we are only going to find out.
We're flying back and forth,
squad, and you are crying.
Moving to safe havens around the world.
Okay. Our viewers are watching and they...
Nobody, the Reverend Minister, didn't see anything wrong.
Okay.
Let
me read. And then the same person sits back. The plane lands and takes off.
Okay.
And it has turned into a cocaine and money laundering story.
Let's bring in our viewers, just briefly. Let's bring in our viewers. They've sent in some very interesting messages. Let's read it.
Why should I be worried?
Ebo Bachman.
The guys are talking too much.
Ebo Bachman, who is
the guys are talking too much. They should just shut up for a moment.
A minute. I beg you, sir. Ebo Bachman, who is one of the chief strategists for Movement for Change, Alan Chemanson's Movement for Change, he sent this message. He says, Reverend Intim-Forjo's actions were highly responsible and appear to be more propaganda aimed at discrediting the government. He should be required to provide concrete evidence to support his claim. The MPP is attempting to use the same playbook they employed in 2016, spreading falsehood to make the government look bad. The NDC must be vigilant and prepare to counter these tactics effectively. Okay, that's from Ebo Bachman. This one here from Carlos Ododio. He says, the government is being too slow in dealing with these corrupt MPP individuals. Even the one at the studio should be held accountable because they all have... Okay. The government is too gentle, which gives them the confidence to speak out. Such people are truly corrupt. Hey, Carlos. Anyway, Carlos again says, good morning, Moro. Honorable Intim-Forjo wants to be held accountable, and I know for a fact that those involved in the two incidents he mentioned, cocaine and money laundering, are his close friends. So what is he doing what is doing the Hispanic reaction? Carlos from Ododo. Musa from Abattoirs in Asawase, in Asawase says, Moro, Almighty Allah bless you for setting the record straight. The deception is becoming too much. To be fair and objective, one cannot ignore the progress made under Mahama administration in addressing drug trafficking. Whilst challenges remain, we're seeing a noticeable shift in approach compared to the previous administration. With a committed President Mahama at the helm, there is hope for lasting change. It's time to put aside the politics and rally behind him for the sake of our country's future. Let's support the effort to combat drug trafficking once and for all. And finally, Sani Salihu is a regular viewer of the show. He says, my disappointment, salamu alaikum, my brother, salamu alaikum to you too. My disappointment with the Honorable Intim-Forjo, he knows where to channel his important intel to. Rather, he chooses to play to the gallery by using the media through a press conference just to score very cheap political points. But Moro, when you hide behind the cloak of morality and do the opposite, your own attitude will expose you. And if Ghana is flagged as a drug hub, it will affect every Ghanaian, not only the ruling party members. Good morning. Sani Salihu sends that message. Now, Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. Truth be told, we cannot afford to disappoint Ghanaians in the fight against galamsey. In fact, one of the reasons why Ghanaians voted for us is to come and stop galamsey. Government, as a matter of urgency, should revoke the LI 2462 and not to amend it, because that was not what we promised Ghanaians. The forest reserves and our water body should be declared as a no-go area for galamsey. What the galamseyers are doing is nothing but an act of terrorism against the state. So the state should not treat them with any kid gloves. And finally, this one here says, so Chief says, good morning. I like what the Honorable Ernest is doing. He's doing a good job on the show. I think what he said is that the Honorable Member of Parliament has raised some very valid questions. Let us look into it before we draw any conclusions. It is that simple. That's coming from Chief. But Chief, you didn't tell us where you're sending your message from. Let me also... Okay. So today happens to be... Or today is not happens, but today is the birthday of a woman who is also a regular, a regular on the show. And I'm talking about the former Suhum MCE, who is now the Acting Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Enterprise Agency, that's GEA. I'm talking about Margaret Anseh. She's popularly known as Magu. Today, Magu turns, I believe, 40. And isn't it? I think it's 40. Because I think I saw 40. Good. So Magu turns 40 today. And on behalf of myself and Annie Afuampofu and the entire management here of Metro Television, we want to wish her a happy birthday. She's been a very regular, come on this show. And so it's only fair that we recognize on a day like this. We wish you the best as you take over this job as the acting executive officer of GEA, and also personally in your private life. We wish you all the best, and we wish you all that you wish for yourself as well. That her, Margaret Anseh, also known as Magu, that's Honorable Kojo Eduasare, is very good friend, they're very good friends. There's another man who was actually my schoolmate back at the University of Ghana, Legon, Jojo Rocky Obing, we call him Rocky, popular Rocky. Jojo Rocky Obing is a former Western North Regional Minister. Today is your birthday, Jojo Rocky Obing. Today is your birthday. May the Lord's blessings be abundant upon you, position you in a place where your light shines bright for all to come and see and admire you. And also from a very good friend of yours, McLean, who is sending us a message from Sefi Wioso. And so two birthday celebrants today, very, important personalities for celebrating their birthday. Now, more of the MPP will be in opposition for a long time. If they continue with this kind of propaganda, they must repent and beg Ghanaians. So yeah, that's Jojo, the man you just saw on the screen, on your screens. So the MPP will be in opposition for a long time. If they continue with this kind of propaganda, they must repent and beg Ghanaians to forgive them for the gargantuan sin they have committed against this nation. The MPP man should be talking about the useless hole they have dug and they call it cathedral. Chris from Ashale Boche. Chris sends us that message. Now, Abdul Basit says, another very good friend of mine, says a team project should be held to provide further and better particulars. So the president has asked for just that. So let's see how that happens, how that goes. Moro, that's what my brother Enes said about Okujeto Ablakwa. He said Okujeto sits in the same studio with documents he cannot substantiate. That, with all due respect, is not factual. I don't think he should know who said that record straight. He said we misunderstood him. So that's been. He said there's a certain modus operandi where they get to, they don't cross-check, they don't place any call. Yes. He didn't say they come and spew lies here. He didn't say that. Because he won't come and sit on a platform where people spew lies. I know Enes very well. He's a man of integrity. Anyway, so we have just, in fact, our time is up. And I'd like to thank the two of you for joining us this morning. It's been really refreshing joining you because of the posture you guys have taken so far. It's nice and refreshing. So, Kojo, thank you so very much. Kojo Eduasare is the former member of parliament for the Denton constituency, and also Ernest Adade. We call Ernest Adade Onukpa Adenche. He's also a member, a member of the MBB's communications team. It's a very powerful name. Anyway, thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. Thanks. Tomorrow, same time, we'll be here, inshallah. Join us again, 7:30. Bye-bye.
talk about media and information.